What's good, peeps? Thanks always passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. Don't forget as well, please, to like and share the vids. Thanks to everyone that continues to do that. You can also support the channel as well. I do have a Patreon account. The link is in the description. All right, before we do this What Next video, happy Christmas. Happy Christmas to everyone. Hopefully everyone's enjoying the festive season. I'll be going to my big sister's house who's putting on Christmas this year. I will take a number of food containers with me because I'll be packing as much food as possible to last me the next 2-3 days. But hopefully everyone's around family, friends, loved ones, and everyone's enjoying this little break from work as well. I can imagine this is a tough time for some people. Not everyone's got close friends and family. A lot of people are by themselves as well. So if you know anyone like that, just give them a call. Just give them a call just to check up on them, just to make sure they're okay. Invite them round for a drink as well or something. This is the wrong time of year to be alone. If anyone is out there by themselves, right, and you are a bit lonely and you want to speak to someone, look, drop me an email. I will call you today. I'm not joking. I will call you. I'm doing nothing for, I don't know when this video is going to go up, but I'm doing fuck all between 6 and 10. So I will call as many people as possible to say Happy Christmas and just have a good old chinwag about boxing if you are alone. If you're one of those people that just want to call and you've got 100 people around you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people that maybe don't have anyone around them right now. All right, let's talk about Anthony Yarde when we're doing our next venture on What Next. What next for former world title challenger Anthony Yarde? We kind of know what might be next. Frank Warren spoke to TalkSport a couple of days ago, and he spoke about the fight that could happen between Josh Warrington and Shakur Stevenson. But he also mentioned Anthony Yarde's possible next opponent being Maxim Vlasov or Maxim Vlaxov. I can't remember the correct pronunciation of his name. He's a veteran fighter, used to campaign at cruiserweight, has kind of gone through the weights, but for the last couple of years has been a cruiserweight. Done all right at cruiserweight as well. Got beat by Glowacki for an interim world title, has dropped back down to light heavyweight and is so far unbeaten. Has fought Isaac Chilemba, who's a good gatekeeper at light heavy, and he also fought an unbeaten Ghanaian guy. Don't know too much about that guy's record. But Isaac Chilemba's pretty decent, right? So he beat him. So that's the guy they're looking for as a possible opponent for Anthony Yarde. Let's have a quick look at Anthony Yarde. Or let's have a recap of Anthony Yarde's 2019. Had a fight. I can't remember the guy's name he fought, but it was at Royal Albert Hall, I do believe. It was at Brentwood. Can't remember, but obviously had the big one against Sergey Kovalev. Great fight, right? Well, not a great fight, but in terms of a fight that got you on edge, that was the fight of 2019 that had me on edge. No one thought he was going to take the fight. No one thought he was going to go to Russia. He did all those things, and he nearly had Sergey Kovalev out of there, right? It could have been a perfect performance. But you have to be critical. When you look back at the performance, although he did have a good round 7 and a very good round 8, that was it, right? It wasn't great up until then. He was being out-jabbed, being out-maneuvered, being out-boxed by the veteran Sergey Kovalev. I expected all those things. But again, he was close to becoming world champion. So they do have a very good fighter there. I do think he proved on that night that he does belong at, if not world level, fringe world level, right? He's above British and European level. I think we can say that now. But they do have to be careful with what's going to happen with Anthony Yarde in 2020. I think potentially there could be a superstar there in Anthony Yarde. But the problem is the light heavyweight division is so deep that as soon as you touch the top 15, you are touching very, very good fighters. For example, this weekend coming, we've got on the undercard, of Gervonta Davis versus Gamboa, we've got Jean Pascal versus Badou Jack. Is he that far away from that, or is he there with those guys yet? I don't know. Marcus Brown is there. There's guys out there that are very, very good that are not world champions. And then obviously you've got the world champs. You've got Bertabiev and Bivol, and Canelo's relinquished his belt. So it's a good division. Some very good matchups possibly for Anthony Yarde in 2020. I guess the problem that Tunde has, and let's not forget Tunde is his coach and manager, and Frank have, is that as soon as you get into that top 10, I mean, there are some very, very good fighters. Nearly almost all of them are former world champions or world title challengers. All of them have experience, a lot more experience than Anthony Yarde as well. So it's going to be a difficult but interesting 2020 for Anthony Yarde if he does take that step again and go into the top 10. What Frank needs to do, and I said potentially he could be a superstar, is Frank needs to get a big fight for Anthony Yarde over here. Right, he had a big fight against Kovalev in Russia. He needs a big fight now over here at the O2 Arena or a big venue. So not Royal Albert Hall, not a Copper Box, not Brentwood, O2 Arena, and let's see what he can do. Let's see how many tickets he can push, and let's see if the British crowd can get behind him. I think they will. I think he's got a lot more respect from them because of that Kovalev performance. Not just the performance, but going to Russia as well. So I think Frank needs to get a big fight against someone in the top 5, top 6. Again, I mentioned the winner of Jean-Pascal Badou-Jack. I don't know if they will travel. I don't think they will, right, for Yarde. Can he get a Bivol? I mean, I know it's a risk, but sometimes you've got to roll that dice. Can they get a Bivol at the end of 2020 in the O2 Arena? I don't know. Obviously, they're not going to go Bertebiev. I get that. They're not going to do a Vosdik. I just look at Bivol as a bit of a smaller light heavy. Very skillful, very good. But, I mean, you got to roll the dice with Yarde. You don't want to. I had Tunde Ajayi here a few months ago, and he spoke about maybe not fighting anyone in the top 10, top 15 for a couple of fights. I get that. You've got to play it safe, right? You can't get another L on the record. You can't. But at the same time, you've got to take a risk. You've got to take a risk at home. And I think if he wins a couple, so if he beats this guy they're looking to fight next, and then maybe another one in the summer, and then a big one, O2 Arena, December, November, why not? Why not? Boost.